I'm Ken Killian. I'm a candidate for Alderman District 4 here in the city of Platteville. The reason I'm running as a council member again is that I believe Platteville has a number of problems that need to be solved. One of these problems, and I think it's a major one, is that we need good paying jobs and benefits. We need these good paying jobs so that people can build housing in Platteville or buy good quality housing in Platteville. Or if they don't want to go and buy or build yet, so that they have access to good quality rental housing here in Platteville. So another thing too about the rentals is I believe we need to have improvement in some of the rentals here in the city of Platteville. Another major problem, I believe, is to improve the streets here in Platteville. We find in going throughout the city that many of our streets need to be reconstructed. This means a curb and gutter, and also the storm sewers and water pipes underneath as well. So this is another one, improve the quality of our streets. And then we get down to taxes. Many people live on fixed incomes, so that increasing taxes is not a good idea. We need to keep our taxes under control. One thing that's happening is that we're getting less income from the state of Wisconsin as far as revenue. And then the city is trying to offset that in different ways. One example is that the city, a couple of years ago, must be about 3, possibly 4, passed an ordinance to bring in the wheel tax. We were getting less money for transportation.
All right, you have 40 seconds.
And that we passed the wheel tax, and this is added to your vehicle costs, vehicle license every year. We moved to Platteville to partake in many things that it offers: friendly people, schools, recreation facilities, and medical access. I encourage you to vote in the spring election, April 6th. Thank you.
Well, good morning, Platteville. My name is Lynn Parrott, and I am a candidate for District 4's Common Council seat. I wanted to spend a little time telling you about who I am and what I would definitely be bringing to the table. I have 30 years of community organizing under my belt. I also have 25 years plus of corporate communication skills. I am 20 years into ministry. I also have a bachelor's in communication, a master's in theology, and I'm working right now on my doctorate in organizational leadership. I have run my own production company, self-published author, a mom, a grandma, a great-grandma, a wife, a life coach, and a good friend. I am bringing to the table my motivation to be an advocate and a resource to the community. As a service leader, I always think about what I can do to help others. And this is the vein that I will be walking in. This is what I will bring to the table. I will work hard to make sure that we have the spirit of excellence that is represented in Platteville. It's true. The Platteville is changing. It is true. Platteville is becoming a lot more diverse. And I think that the leadership should reflect the diversity in our community. I'm Lynn Parrott, and I'm excited to see what April is going to bring us. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jessica Brogley, and I'm running for a seat on the Platteville School Board for the spring 2021 election. With over 20 years' experience in public education, I'll bring a valuable perspective to the board. I taught high school English for 10 plus years in Northeast Wisconsin, communications at Southwest Technical College in Fenimore for 3 years, and I had the honor of working in the Platteville School District for 3 years, where I served as the Instructional Technology Support Specialist, the District Assessment Coordinator, and the Digital Communication Specialist. During my time in the district, I loved supporting and collaborating with teachers, working with students, connecting with families, and representing Platteville with the utmost pride and respect. My bread and butter has always been in supporting public education in rural areas and advocating for how we can create student-centered learning where the community is the classroom and students are guided in asking their own questions, solving real problems, and figuring out how they're part of a bigger picture. I now teach courses in educational technology in the School of Education at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I'm teaching future teachers. I also love Platteville. You might know me from photographing events around town or by writing about local history on social media. I also spend a lot of time photographing Southwest Wisconsin, especially Platteville, for Google Maps because I want others across the world to know how unique and beautiful our region is. I also run a small business where I'm a photographer, a digital support specialist, and a technology trainer. My husband and I are raising 2 children just outside of town on a small hobby farm where we raise registered Nigerian and Boer goats as part of the kids' FFA and 4-H projects. We're also kind of known as that family that delivers farm fresh eggs door to door in Platteville. I'm a teacher, a parent, a small business owner, and an advocate for agriculture. I'd like the chance to channel that energy and experience to our school board. I truly believe that my experience and commitment to education can make a difference. You can learn a lot more about me by visiting my website, www.votebroglie.com. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Katrina Hitchimovich. I'm a civil engineer and mother of 4 amazing little people that all go to school in the Platteville School District.
Between managing the design and construction of multi-million-dollar infrastructure projects and watching youth soccer games, I like to garden, cross-country ski, play with my dogs, and visit national parks. I'm honored to currently serve on the Platteville School Board, and I would love to represent you on the school board for another term.
Over the past 3 years, we have had a lot of changes in the school district, and I can honestly say that I'm proud of how we made it through extraordinary times while focusing on our students and teachers. We have a new superintendent, a new high school principal, 5-day-a-week 4K, and we are currently navigating a worldwide pandemic while trying to provide for the physical, instructive, and mental health needs of our students. With each vote that I have made on the board, I have taken into account the health, safety, education, and well-being of all children and families, and all of our teachers and staff. Being on the board is about compromising on issues, but not ethics. It is about critically thinking and seeing both sides of a situation and being able to problem solve with the entire community in mind. As a district, we are proud of our high-achieving district report card, our award-winning music education, our striving student athletes, are varied extracurriculars that help to enrich and create well-rounded, forward-thinking people. There's so much good happening in the district that I want to see continue and move forward. I'm inspired by Westview's focus on Black History Month, the potential of the new diversity coordinators at each level, the new greenhouse, the agriculture and construction programs at the high school, the creative STEM and technology prospects, and the wraparound care and cooperation with UW-Platteville's Children's Center. The potential for more dual credit opportunities and partnerships with trades, Southwest Tech, and UW-Platteville to send our students out into the world with post-high school training and opportunities are exciting. Our teachers and administrator and support staff are working tirelessly to provide for families, to nourish students' minds and bodies, and to provide a safe and healthy environment for students to thrive.
I was raised by 2 educators. I'm married to an educator. I believe public education should be available and accessible to all children. I believe teachers are trained professionals that work tirelessly to provide for our children and our community. I believe that the Board of Education is here to funnel the community's input into how the Platteville School District invests in our children, facilities, and teachers and creates the best path forward for all. I may not originally be from Southwest Wisconsin, but Platteville is my family's chosen home. Platteville is the community in which I want to raise my 4 boys, to respect our neighbors, to love learning, to celebrate diversity and community, and to be proud of the Hillman way.
Good morning, Platteville. My name is Jen Casper, and I'm so happy that you asked me to give a few comments on why I decided to run for the school board. So let me introduce myself. I've lived in Platteville for almost 30 years, as my husband and I both graduated from UW-Platteville, and I've worked at the Platteville radio station as both a salesperson and now as their director of sales. Our family has grown quite a bit in the almost 20 plus years that we've lived here as homeowners in Platteville. And by 2005, we had 3 little girls, all in the Platteville School District. And it didn't really occur to me until just recently, but I've had my kids in every school building that the Platteville School District owns for the last 20 years, as I currently have my second generation of children attending 2nd and 4th grade at Westview Elementary this year. And because of that experience that I've had with my girls going from pre-K all the way through graduation, and now those 3 girls are grown, I really feel like I have a pretty good experience with all the educational experiences, the academics, the music, the art. All my girls played volleyball, they played basketball, they were in cross country and track. And I've seen firsthand how important those relational bonds are, and those bonds that they made between themselves and their teachers and their coaches, and how those bonds have really they made them into the well-rounded adults that they are now becoming. And I've been a supportive parent through the years, attending hundreds of school-sponsored sporting events, music programs, and other events, and I have always been really impressed with the quality of teachers and coaches that have taught my kids. Never was I more impressed with their leadership, though, than back in March when that pandemic hit and we had to cancel school for 3 months. When the crisis first began, many school districts went to complete virtual learning before taking any time to find out how the virus would truly impact their community. And as a parent, I talked to the Grant County Health Director, I talked to several of the school board members and our superintendent, and at the time, I just wanted to get all the information I possibly could on how we could get the kids back in school in the fall safely. Going forward in the crisis, I think that it's very important that we are flexible, that we do our research, and that we don't make those decisions that are made out of fear. And I know that there were a few members of the board who really wanted to make our kids go completely virtual right away because the worst scenario of death was the only possible outcome if we sent our kids back to school. I decided to run for school board because I'm of the opinion that our kids benefit the most by being with their teachers and friends in person, as opposed to being at home with a virtual curriculum. There are so many communities that are dealing with the same issues, but they still haven't sent their kids back to school because they're frightened of the virus. Look at us. We're back in school, and the worst case scenario hasn't yet come to pass. From the beginning of the conversation back in July, I felt led to become involved with the board so that I can have a more direct role in how those decisions are made. No matter what the issue has been, I've always tried to look at it first from the viewpoint of how will the kids be affected, either positively or negatively. And that's been my role as a parent, but I think it's even more important for the school board members to also look at that from that same viewpoint, that we are the advocates, not only for our own kids, but for the welfare of every parent's child. And I know this last year may have been one of the greatest challenges that we've faced so far, but I sense there will be many more issues facing our kids in the next few years. And if I'm fortunate enough to be elected, I will do my best to tackle those challenges, thinking first of our kids, the teachers, and the community that supports them.
Hi, my name is Colleen McCabe, and I'm running for a third term on the Platteville School Board in the April election. I would like to start by thanking the Platteville Regional Chamber of Commerce for this opportunity, sharing a little bit of information about each of the candidates' unique backgrounds and qualifications, and also providing general insight into the reasons why we've decided to run, I think is a sound idea for people to be able to make a solid choice for their candidate selection. Back in 1999, my spouse and I became residents of Platteville. We knew we wanted to raise a family, and from all of our time spent with friends and family in the area, we decided Platteville was the best place for us to put down our roots. Maureen and I, along with our two boys, are very happy with the choice made over 2 decades ago to make Platteville our home. In addition, I have a 35-plus year history as an educator and educational leader, spanning from a secondary education teacher in Monroe all the way to my current position now as the provost and vice president of the technical college system in Wisconsin. So, why I'm running? I want to use my experience and knowledge to serve the students and families of Platteville. During my run for the first term, the district was facing the excitement and the challenge of a successful referendum. The task of selecting a new superintendent fueled my run for the second term, and now my interest in serving for a third term stems from wanting to do my part to support our district with the enormous challenges of the global pandemic and the social injustice crisis. Either of these challenges alone could derail the best intentions of any of us. But I am proud to have been, and hopefully continue with your support, to be a part of reimagining and strengthening our district's commitment to our shared mission to ensure high levels of learning for all in a safe and inclusive learning community, every student, every day. All stakeholders within the Platteville community need to be confident that they are selecting board candidates who, once elected, will be thoughtful and respectful while advancing and advocating fairly and passionately for all students and families. And we need to make sure that we ensure support for our teachers, support staff, and administration while doing so to maintain our district's educational excellence under these trying conditions. In closing, I want to communicate my commitment to being a thoughtful, respectful advocate for the development and enactment of sound educational policy and practices for all members of our community. I am both excited for the commitment and continued work as one of our 9-member board to positively impact Platteville's K-12 educational policy and practices. I look forward to continuing to share my skills, ideas, and experience to support the educational leadership which resides within our current educational community. I would like to encourage any resident of the district to feel free to contact me if you would like to discuss qualifications, or if you have questions on current or future district initiatives or needs. I can be reached by using the following email: colleenmccabe51@gmail.com. Thank you. Have a great day.
Hi, my name is Vicki Peterson, and I have proudly served on the Platteville School Board for the past 4 years, and I'm excited to seek re-election this spring. I grew up in Hampton, Virginia, and also lived in Alabama and Washington State before my family and I moved to Platteville about 8 years ago. When we got here, we immediately made Platteville our home and we started putting down roots. My husband and I both teach biology at the university and are active in the community. We have 3 boys who are all at the middle school, and they are active in soccer and children's choir and ballet. Being on the school board gives me an opportunity to serve my community in a way that I'm truly passionate about. As an educator myself, I truly understand the value of public education in all the ways it can strengthen our community and the lives of our students. Teachers really are the heart of our district. When teachers feel supported, there really is no limit to the impact they can have on the lives of our students. Over the past 4 years, I have consistently voted with the safety and well-being of our teachers in mind. There are several groups of people at Platteville that I interact with. Being on the school board takes thick skin, and I'm not afraid to have difficult conversations with administrators. You know, we're not going to agree on everything, but I genuinely believe that healthy debate and discussion is going to ultimately result in a stronger district for everyone. Students are really the reason we're all here, and during my time on the board, I have supported offering as many academic, co-curricular, and extracurricular opportunities as possible for our students. The more experiences a child has, the broader their perspective will be on the world. I helped create the diversity and inclusion statement for our district, and I'm very proud of that. I also supported the implementing of the diversity coach positions at the buildings throughout the district. I love hearing from community members, even if it's discussing an agenda item in the middle of the pig, which happens all the time. But one of the things that I'm most proud of is that I always respond, whether the community member is voicing an opinion that I share or one that I don't share. I'm also a member of the Platteville PTO and have been for many years. A vote for me is a voice on the board. I have and will continue to advocate for what I believe in. And I believe in our mission statement as a district. Every student, every day. I will be a voice for the community and for the entire Hillman family.